interview be like, do you have any skills? I'm sweaty. Focused on me? Hello? Hello! So it's been quite a while since I've done a get ready with me and just sat down and talked to the camera for a while. Personally, I really like those kind of videos, so here we are. And a lot of you have been asking for an update on how YouTube is going, and I figured this could double as that. Figured we could talk about life and the future of this channel, and we can eat some cheese balls. Well, I can eat some cheese balls and you can just watch me. Yep. You only want to hang out with me when I have cheese balls? I get it. I'm not actually going anywhere today. After this, I will probably go to the store and pick up some toilet paper. Stop! Okay. That was my psych up. I'm not going to go in too much detail of what I use because a lot of it is just the same that I always use. Actually, I have to go get a couple more things. Pardon me. The day that I actually don't have to go get something during a get ready with me will probably be one of the first stages of the apocalypse. So I definitely miss doing these kind of videos, mainly because a lot of my content lately has been working with brands. Some of them sponsored, some of them not. It feels nice just to do whatever the heck I want without anyone telling me what to do. So I guess we can start off there. I don't know, and then hopefully everything will just go together as I ramble. This would go in with a YouTube update. So as most of you know, I've been doing YouTube full-time since December, I think. And I did an update a few months ago where I kind of was a little frustrated and down on my luck. Is that a phrase? Down on your luck.
Here's the definition of down on one's luck. Experiencing a period of bad luck.
I was down on one's luck. This specific person being myself. Trash man! Don't look at me. Things have gotten a lot better since that video. I think I've been working on my mental view of everything, and it has made me honestly a lot happier. And also I've been getting some more brands to work with and more sponsored content and all that businessy stuff. So I am feeling in a better place as far as YouTube being my job. I think I am at the point where I can sustain myself, which is amazing. It's hard to tell how much I'm making only because taxes, and it's not a steady paycheck because I do get the paycheck from the ads on YouTube, which is technically Google AdSense, and then I get whatever brands I worked with that month. So it's kind of keeping track of all that, which I haven't really been doing. But the good news, since I left my job in December, my bank account has kind of stayed in the same range. It hasn't gone down drastically like I kind of thought it would. On that note, a lot of you also know that since I won the Face Awards, I put all that money into a savings account, and my plan was not to touch it if I didn't have to. I have stayed pretty true to that, which is really surprising because I thought that was going to be my money to sustain me on YouTube for a year, and it would give me a chance to try out YouTube for a year. Now, a huge chunk of that got taken out in taxes. So out of the $50,000 that I won from the next Face Awards, I got to keep around $35,000, which is still, I'm not complaining at all. That's why I put it in a savings account, because I knew that a lot of it would be taken out. My actual checking account hasn't gone down too much from when I quit my job, but taxes also aren't being taken out. So I have to think about that too. And what I have to do, because the United States does not trust people who work for themselves, instead of paying the government back all at the end of the year, I have to do it in increments. It's like quarterly or something, which I think will help because it'll give me a better idea of how much I actually make. I wish you would focus on my face. That'd be great. Huh? So yeah, long story short, I'm doing okay. I think some of you were wondering about that, and I always try to be very transparent when it comes to that. I started doing one ad break in my longer videos, and that has helped a ton too, especially with my longer cosplay and sewing videos. It helps a lot to have that 5-second ad roll or whatever. I don't know if it doubles my revenue on a video, but it definitely helps. I never thought of doing that before because I didn't want to push it, but me and Christine were watching a girl on YouTube who had like 4 or 5 ad breaks in her video, and I thought that was a little excessive. I understand that we all gotta make money. I didn't want to do that, so I figured one would be good. You know, if you're watching a 20-minute video, a couple 5-second things that you can skip wouldn't be too bad. But yeah, that has helped a lot, and also the brands that I've been working with. I've been trying not to overdo it with that. I'm gonna do my eyebrows while I talk, maybe, hopefully. I have changed my eyebrow routine, so NYX sent me their new Fill and Fluff eyebrow pencils, which is honestly kind of surprising because I haven't heard anything from NYX since like October. That's the tea. But yeah, I have been really liking these. This one is Auburn. So basically, just a little rundown. It's a pencil, right? But on the other side, there's this little brush. Draw on the brow, and then ta-da! My magic eyebrow pencil is a little upset with me, but it's still in my drawer just in case I need it. It's still as magical as ever. Ever since my Dorothy video, my eyebrows have been very thin, obviously, because I shaved them off. So this has been helping me fill them out again, and they are quite a mess right now because I'm trying to grow them back, so I don't want to trim them at all. So pardon my appearance while it's under construction. So yeah, I've been trying not to overdo it with sponsorships, but when you are a one-man show, it is a little bit difficult to juggle everything. It's a little hard being your own agent and also filming and editing and all that stuff. You would be surprised the business side of YouTube gets to be a little overwhelming, especially because I am horrible at answering emails. Honestly, working with brands can be really fun, but it also can be not fun. I left my job so that I could work for myself and so that I could have the freedom to create the content that I want to. And when you work with a brand and they sponsor your video, you have to send them the video a day or two in advance for them to approve it or make any changes before you can actually upload it. At my full-time editing job in the city, that was my least favorite part, is when you had to send the draft to a client and then they made whatever changes. It always filled me with dread and stress. So it's not much different now. Granted, a lot of brands are awesome and are like, you know what, looks good, post it. But a lot of brands will come back with very minuscule changes or changes to the content that I was proud of and all that stuff. Or it'll get stuck in the approval process for days and make you miss a week of uploading. And I think I might type up a contract just being like, listen, if I send it to you, it needs to be approved within 24 hours because I don't want to be in that limbo ever again. That was awful. Wanting to show you guys a video and having to wait until the brand said it was okay. Having connections with different brands that will keep coming back and developing a friendship with them is really nice. I do want to work with brands. I think that's a really exciting part of being an influencer, those exciting opportunities that you get. For instance, next week, I'm going to LA to, number one, visit Christine, but also the reason I'm going is because I have a meeting, I guess, with a brand. I don't know if I can actually talk about it, so I'm not going to. That kind of stuff is really exciting, and I guess we can talk about kind of the goals of this channel. That would be a good segue. I'm gonna prime my eyelids while we segue on over into the next topic. Like I said, I'm trying to limit the amount of sponsorships I get just because I never want you guys to feel like you're here to watch me sell you things. But don't get me wrong, I have never had any of you complain about sponsored content, which is like honestly really surprising to me. All of you have been so super freaking supportive and are excited when I get sponsorships, which is not what I expected. So thank you so much to all of you for that. That is amazing. Hopefully I can get to the level where I can support myself enough that I only take brand deals that I'm passionate about brands that can present really exciting opportunities, like maybe promoting a movie, like Disney. Other goals, someday I would like to rent a studio of some sort to make my videos, especially my cosplay and my sewing videos. I'm gonna do my eyeliner. I'm not sure I can talk at the same time, so we're just gonna... Gotta make a match. Nope. Good enough. And one of my frustrations that I wanted to talk about doesn't necessarily have to do with the channel, mainly because I'm feeling really happy with the channel lately, and I will talk about that later, but most of my frustrations come from this. I just don't like filming here. Really love channels where there's natural light, it's nice and airy, and that is not my house, as you know, you can tell. And I know a lot of you say that the living room is very cozy because it's dark, and that's good, but I also just, it makes me sad. I think that's probably my number one frustration with this house, is that the way that it's situated, the sun rises and sets over there. There is virtually no sunlight ever, which is such a bummer because I really love natural light and I love sunlight and I love not living in a cave. We do have a sunroom, but right now everything is just a mess in the sunroom. Probably my number two frustration with this house is that we just have so much stuff that we need to get rid of. Again, a lot of you know this was my grandmother's house and we moved in. The basement is full of her old stuff. I don't want to say junk, but stuff that can just be donated or thrown out. It's frustrating for me and Nick because we haven't gotten around to doing that yet. I am so grateful that we were able to buy this house. I get frustrated because there's so much that I want to do to the house, but it's very overwhelming. I was recently watching Raw Beauty Christie, which I have mentioned before. I love her and her channel, but she had a house from the 1920s and she recently redid basically the whole thing and it looks amazing and it is honestly goals. She has the kind of house that I want. Very light, airy, green plants, clean looking, crisp. My tastes have changed a little where when I first painted this living room dark green, I wanted that dark Victorian parlor looking, but now it's just so dark in here all the time. This is our only source of light, is this bay window, and as you can see, it doesn't penetrate the room at all, except for maybe this area, and that's why I film here. So me and Nick are very much DIY people. The stuff that we can do ourselves, we do. Like for instance, you can see the bane of my existence is this shag carpet that was pretty much all over the house when we moved in. That was probably put in the 70s, which grosses me out more than you can ever imagine. My grandma was here since the 60s. My dad, 11-year-old dad, probably has DNA in this carpet somewhere. For the most part, as you can see, there's hardwood right here. We have ripped up the carpets ourselves, so there's hardwood the rest of the house except for this area, and that is because this area was an addition when they put the sunroom on. So underneath here, there is no hardwood, there's no nothing. So we can't just rip it up. So we have to get someone to come in and do the floors. Now we have plans for this. See, I want some nice, maybe like stone or fake stone linoleum to go in the dining room and the kitchen. And I think that'll really modernize it and get rid of this disgusting, toxic sludge, dust collector nastiness. Have we set that up to do it? No. Mainly because I think we're afraid of spending money. So you get my idea. There is so much that I want to do to this house and I can visualize what I want to do, but I just don't know how to go about doing it. And finding the time and finding the money. That's my frustrations mainly, is the space that I'm in. We'll be honest, I don't make enough on YouTube right now to rent a space. I don't even know if there are spaces that I can rent around here. It's not a very creative area. I'm not in the city where, you know, there's artist lofts and all that stuff, but I would love a place to just go grab a coffee, go into the office, maybe edit there, do all my cosplay and sewing stuff, and just have a big space where I can lay everything out, store everything, get it all out of my house. This was a long spiel. Anyways, let's put on some blush while I'm nice and frustrated. But yeah, I don't know, maybe that's something that could come along with if I ever decide to publish my Patreon. I have set one up already, I just haven't published it. And the reason for that is because I want you guys to feel like if you donate money or if you pledge to my Patreon that you are getting your money's worth, I guess. I don't want you to feel like you're donating for no reason. If you don't know how Patreon works, there's different tiers that you can do. So say $2 a month would be the basic. That would get you access to, I don't know, just the Patreon feed where I can post about future projects and chat and all that stuff. And then there would be maybe like a $5 tier where you get access to more behind the scenes stuff. And theoretically, the more you pay, the more you get access to, which is weird to me, and that's why I haven't published it yet. I don't want people to feel like you're worth more to me if you pay more. So that's kind of what I've been struggling with. And also I've been struggling with, if I do the whole more rewards from the more you pay, I don't know if I'd be able to keep that up. And I'm already so busy with YouTube and keeping YouTube alive. So I don't know that I could promise that extra content every month. It's there, it's just not published. It's just sitting in the internet gathering spiderwebs until I decide what to do with it. Next, I'm gonna do something that I've been doing very recently, which is just kind of taking a brown liquid eyeliner and making my eyes a little bit more cat-like on the bottom. That is my major frustration, and as I said, it's not about you guys and it's not about the channel because, drum roll, I am content. I know. For the first time in a very long time, I am pretty dang happy with where we are and the channel itself, which has been a long road because for a while I've just been so focused on the numbers and how slow the channel was growing that I didn't take time to appreciate what I have and what we've built already. I have been in a better mental state lately where I've stopped comparing myself to other people and instead being proud of those people and being supportive of others' accomplishments and realizing that just because they are doing well doesn't mean that I don't have the chance to do well also. And I think dealing with that comparison and jealousy and envy is definitely something that I know a lot of media influencers struggle with. Trying to literally take that envious energy and convert it in my brain into supportive and inspiration. So I think that has lended itself to being more positive in general, and also the fact that I can support myself is also good. I mean, I'm not where I want to be salary-wise right now, but I am not panicking. Let's put it that way. Trick shot. Let's do my hair. So that has been really refreshing and a good personal growth for me. I'm just feeling a lot more optimistic about things and getting excited for content that I can make you guys, and the viewership has grown enough in the past couple months that I'm pretty confident in when I make a video it will be well received, I guess. Obviously I'm not making viral videos and my videos aren't all getting 100,000 views, and pretty happy with the base viewership. Been around 45 to 50,000 views per video, which is awesome. A few months ago it was around 40, so it's definitely a slow growth in getting those base viewers that will try to watch all my videos if they can, which is really cool. And those are the kind of viewers that I want, honestly. I mean, ideally I would love if each video, you know, went viral and was shared all around the world and got hundreds of thousands of views and all that stuff, but being realistic, my channel has never been one of those kinds of channels. The content that I make is not the kind that, you know, spreads like wildfire. and I need to learn to accept that, but also a good incentive for me to start thinking of video ideas that, while staying true to myself, will also attract other people. And I've talked about this before. My But Make It Vintage stuff is a good mix of that because I can kind of take my love of pop culture and also cosplay and vintage and progress videos and all gathered into one kind of video. For instance, my Daenerys video would attract a different kind of audience. Other history related videos, like where I talk about a specific instance of fashion or a tidbit of history that people find interesting. Like I said, since I'm kind of content with how things are going, I'm not putting as much energy into trying to make the most grabby videos. I think every now and then it's nice to have one of those videos, especially if I'm really passionate about it, like my But Make It Vintage videos. Those have been probably my favorite videos to make so far. They are a buttload of work. I don't mind because those videos are my favorite and they're rewarding to me and you guys seem to love them, so. And then I end up with a cool cosplay in the end. Oh. I didn't talk too much about the hair because I will have an updated foam rollers video probably next week. But I will tell you, my hair has been real shiny lately because I've been using a new shampoo and conditioner, which happens to be a brand that is doing a sponsored video for me. So at least you know that their product actually works when you see me promote them. On the subject of cosplay, I am really getting into making costumes and learning to sew, and it has been so fulfilling. I have always wanted just to pump out costumes and try as many characters as I can, but I never felt like I could when I was at my full-time job because the only time I had to work on it was weekends and every day after 7 o'clock. Now that I have an excuse to work on stuff like filming it, it has been so exciting, and what's going on here? And also convention season is coming up, which means just one convention, and that's Boston Comic Con. I have started working on and planning the costumes that I want to wear to Boston Comic Con, which has been really exciting. And one of those includes remaking my Wonder Woman costume, most of it, because I made it a couple years ago now, and while I was really proud of it then, I looked back and realized that it didn't look amazing and that I could improve on it, specifically the bodice and how the bodice fit me. So I've spent the past week or so on and off working on the bodice, and I will show you once I'm done with this braid. Just give me 5 years. I think I want to do Daenerys another day with a twist, which I should probably just tell you, but you know, I want to keep it a little secret. But basically, oops, I don't know if that's right. Oh, I forgot how to braid. Okay. Basically, I have been really interested in creature creation lately and animatronics and that stuff. The most recent season of Game of Thrones, not trying to spoil anything, but I just have not been as in love with her character as I was, and I know a lot of people are like that. I think I still will, because the plans that I have are going to be really fun, and she's from a past season, so, you know, it's fine. I like to call this Lord of the Rings dwarf. Here she is so far, and she's much more flattering than my previous version. I went a little overboard with making the boobies last time, so I made them a lot more realistic this time. And I'm excited to take pictures, feel like a badass. That's another thing I guess I can talk about is kind of weight loss. I don't know, this video is probably 5 million hours long, but I just have a lot to talk about, just have a lot of feelings. Also, side note, because I'm not explaining what I'm doing, as you can see, I left some hair not in a roller and I just put it at the top of my head, and then I braided them very similar to my milkmaid braids, but on a smaller scale. So I'm wrapping the tiny little braid over and behind my other ear, hiding the bobby pin as well as I can, and then doing the same thing with the other one. Some of you may know from me talking about it on Instagram and in previous videos that I, since January, have been trying to work out more. Not only lose weight, but just kind of get more toned, because especially since I stopped working in the city, I don't get very much exercise working from home. So I knew that needed to change. And first I tried the exercise bike, which I thought would be really, really effective because, you know, it says you're burning 1,000 calories or whatever. But I wasn't seeing the results that I wanted to, and I don't know if that's just because I was being impatient, but I ended up switching it up and doing more HIIT cardio and doing 30-minute videos, what I watch on the TV and I work out here. I wasn't losing weight, which you can't really go by that because you kind of have to go by differences you can see and differences you can feel. I think some of my fat was turning into muscle, which was evening out. And honestly, one of my big inspirations to do that is cosplay. A lot of the reason I wanted to be toned was because I wanted to redo Wonder Woman and because I want to be Lara Croft in every way, shape, and form in my real life. I'm not necessarily comparing myself or trying to compete with other people, but I think having strong characters or strong women as your inspiration really helps. Also have been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey lately, and Cassandra is kind of my body goals. She is thick and muscly and badass, and that's kind of what I want. I don't want to be super skinny, I just want to be strong. Like, I want to feel like I could kick bad guy butt. Don't come over here. What I have been doing is kickboxing videos. I watch HasFit on YouTube. They're really freaking good. I'm pretty sure they're a husband and wife duo, but Coach Kozak, which is the guy, he mainly does the kickboxing videos and he's really, really good. And I've found that's pretty much the only way I can work out because I don't get bored. And kickboxing, although I'm sure my form is atrocious, it helps me feel like Lara Croft and it helps me feel like, you know, I absolutely still hate working out, don't get me wrong. I never hear anyone talk about how much they hate exercising, but it's the worst. The worst! I am a firm believer that endorphins are a myth because I have no such hormones that tell me exercise is good and we like it. So I'm gonna put lipstick on, because why not? This is Beauty Bakery lipstick. I will be doing a review of them soon. My lips are very dry, so this might not be great, but we're gonna do it anyways. And this is the shade Bowl of Cherries. We're just gonna have thick lips today because I messed up a little. That's thick. That's working out and why I work out, she says as she delicately eats cheese balls. I think that's essentially everything that I wanted to cover. I think the timing worked out pretty well. But all in all, I am feeling happy and I'm feeling good. I'm glad you guys are here and enjoying the content that I've been putting out. It means so much to me. I have a lot of plans for exciting videos and costumes that I want to replicate and more about Make It Vintages, things that I'm really excited about, a couple lookbooks that some of you have been asking for. They're coming. Without getting too emotional, I'm just happy you guys are here because being able to do this for my job is the best thing ever. This is our look to go get some toilet paper. I love you guys whether you're new or old to this channel. If you're new here, probably aren't. In case you are and you feel like sticking around, feel free to subscribe. I upload every week, sometimes once, sometimes twice. And we have fun here. Damn teeth! Oh my god. I'm gonna pull out all my teeth so I can be better at catching cheese balls in my mouth. Oh. Anyways, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! Feels good to just... It's gonna be a good day. Hey, Mr. Trashman, don't look at me. So yeah, that's been really refreshing. Yeah. Spreads like wildflower. I don't know why I oughta. I bet that smells delicious. Oh, that air is so pungent. Please, Gib.
Passing through the clouds and having lots of fun. We'll go up into the sweetest sky of blue, and on ascending we will figure out the two, but on returning to old terra firma